Okay, so let's install Road to Vostok. First of all, we need to go to Steam, search for Road to Vostok, open it up, and then once it's open, you should see some general game details, screenshots, and stuff at the top. And then we have a lovely demo we can install. Simply click on download, then just install it wherever you need it to be installed. Now, since the installation is running via Steam, everything should just basically work perfectly fine, because Steam will always work fine depending on what the developer has uploaded to Steam. So let's check the download size. It's about 858 megabytes total, which is actually not that big. Total installation size looks like it's 1.7 gigabyte. Now, that is a little bit of a discrepancy, because if you go back to Vostok at the bottom, where it says your system requirements, it says minimum is 10 gig of space, maximum is 20 gig of available space, which I think might be due to the fact that the game is still under very early development, so they're not really actually sure what the final size would be, because they need to factor in things like maps, sprites, everything. So it could get quite big actually. But for now, for the demo, which is a tech demo, it's only 800 megs. Now, what do we know about tech demos? Well, a tech demo is something where they just show you all the tech that is currently available in game and how things are progressing. So it doesn't actually include any gameplay itself. It literally just includes all the tech stuff, which is nice, because, well, we would like to see how things progress. And there we go. Download is complete, and we are able to play Road to Vostok, the demo. So let's fire the demo up, see what happens, and then start testing from there. Okay, to add to the installation that we've just done, here's the game. We've now installed this using Steam. So if we check on Steam, we can see that Road to Vostok demo has been installed. Perfecto. But there's one thing which is a bit odd. So if we open this game up, we're going to say properties. Very nice. That's a Steam ID. That's awesome. We're going to go to Steam, properties, local files, browse, and this will now open up the game for us, or the folder where the game is installed. Hi, folder of game installed. But now here's the thing which is odd. If we close Steam down, bye Steam, come, close. There you go, cool, Steam has been closed. So now Steam's no longer open, which is awesome. But we can still open the game without needing Steam to be open, which is bad, because this means that I can now copy the game to my friends. They can play it, and as an example, if a game releases like this, you can then buy the game, share it with your friends and stuff like that, which is not ideal actually. So I hope it's only for the tech demo that they've done this, and not for the actual game itself. So let's just quit this again. Bye game, and let's open up the game again. Yep, there we go. And if we check the task manager, let's drag this over. Hi task manager, how are you doing? And we can see the demo is there, which is nice, but Steam is nowhere to be found. Steam has been closed completely. So yes, that's a bit of an odd one, but definitely something the developer needs to look at and attend to. Yeah, it's very weird, very strange, very odd indeed. Anyway, let's close this down again. That's cool, and we shall actually now open Steam and play it via Steam, because I want it to run with the Steam overlay the way that a normal person would play it and such as well. So let's get Steam fired up again, get everything loaded up, and then we will continue on to the next step. There we go, cool. So we fired up the game. We've got our Nvidia overlay up, so you can see some GPU details, as well as at the bottom of the screen we've got our temps, voltages and stuff like that, and on the right hand side of the screen we do also have our GPU usage. Now specifically GPU usage, for the simple fact this game actually likes your GPU more than your CPU. So as an example, if we open up Task Manager and we go and check the play demo, come on, play demo, right, there's play demo. Play demo, it's not using anything actually. It's just idling mostly because everything seems to be loading into the GPU memory and not running from there. Interesting. It is Unity after all. Unity does do some weird stuff. So first, let's go through the menu options. We've got play demo, controls, roadmap. Now, roadmap is a weird one. It doesn't tell you what everything is. So you've got map plus house, map plus house, and CP plus map red. I have no idea what any of these mean because there's no explanation to tell you what all of these are, unfortunately. So it would be cool if we would actually know what they are, sadly. But currently, we do not know. GPU is running at 72 watts. CPU is running at a lovely 31-ish watts. Not that bad actually. Nice and idle. Controls. We can see all the different controls, but these are a little bit weird. As an example, excuse me. As an example, you can have a look through all the controls, and you'll see some of them might sound a little bit weird. As an example, G is for grab item, which is fine. Middle mouse is interact, which is fine also. But then you've got keys like scroll low high. What in the hell is scroll low high? Well, I'll show you what that is once we play the game. And tab shows your main UI, X shows weapon UI, you know, all the kind of cool stuff, which is nice. You've got mouse 5, mouse 4, no need to use those. But this one is the weird one. Mouse middle is interact. That's an interesting one. So let's go have a look at how that works. Play demo. It should load quite fast because I believe everything is built on one instance with dark frame in between each of all of them. Hi game, how are you doing? We are clocking in at a lovely 44-ish frames a second. This is on 4K by the way, so it is a little bit big, but that's fine. We want to run the shit out of it, so that's good. So middle mouse is interact, so we can pick weapons up. That's nice. But in normal games you would use F, which does nothing, or E, which is your lean keys. So that's nice. But you can't use F to pick up stuff, which is a bit confusing. I've had one other person tell me that they've got no idea how to pick stuff up, and when they press G, it just brings up the gun, but they can't use the gun because G is for your grab. So I do believe that there might be a little bit of a problem in regards to the control menu. Let's go controls. This does need a little bit of clarification as well as a bit of change, I believe. As an example, fire rate, which is the F key, fire mode, that's fine, but that should be a different key, I believe, because we require our interact key to be a key you can press on the keyboard. Because the one friend of mine that tried the game as well, he wasn't able to pick any weapons up because his middle mouse button doesn't work and he's not able to remap any of the keys. So he wasn't actually able to test the game and give me some feedback in that regard as well, which is a bit sad, but that is unfortunately one of those things. This is, after all, and I need to stress this very, very clearly, this is not a demo that allows you to play a whole bunch of stuff, etc. This is a tech demo. Now, a tech demo is just a demo that shows you all the stuff that the game is currently able to do, shows you all the different functions and how those functions work and in how they interact with each other. Now, that is important to remember because a lot of people online, I've seen them say that the demo is boring because they can't really do anything. Well, you know, that is kind of the point. This is not a demo where you can go do missions and stuff. This is a tech demo only, which is nice. So we've got some signs up here as well. Let's start from the beginning. Welcome to public demo 1. Yes, even the EXE is called public demo 1. Nice. The purpose of the small demo is to get initial feedback on the core mechanics and to give a realistic picture of how development is progressing. Super, super important. Let's get a laser pointer. We'll grab the pistol. We shall add the pistol in. We shall select the pistol because I believe it does have a laser. There you go, there's a laser. See, so laser pointer says the purpose of this small demo is to get initial feedback on the core mechanics and to give a realistic picture of how the development is progressing. So that is important to remember. This is not a demo where you're going to do a whole bunch of cool stuff. Sorry, laptop just locked itself. Let's unlock that because it is also running a test currently. No, don't freeze. There we go. Cool, laptop's good. So let's get into the testing part of the game and where things get a bit funny. Weapon wise, we're just gonna grab, yeah, whatever. These guns are fine. Now, to pick up stuff, it's middle mouse button. Nice, easy, straightforward. And then to equip stuff, you first need to unequip them using left click and re-equip them using left click again. Now, at the bottom of your inventory, you'll see a whole bunch of different options on how to interact with things. But use, which will allow you to equip stuff, transfer, which will allow you to transfer stuff, inspect, which will inspect stuff, but I believe that feature is not implemented yet. Place, and I believe that does put stuff down in front of you using the grab command. Nice. So that's what place does. You're then able to place stuff, or drop, which will then just put stuff on the ground. Bloop. Drops out. Hi gun, come back to daddy. Nice. We also have destroy, which will then completely destroy item. And it's gone. You don't see it anymore, and it has gone the way of the dodo. Nice. Then we also have name item, which will then sort things according to name and type, I believe, and things like that, and volume, weight, and all these different fun ways to sort your inventory. Now this is one of the interesting things, because you would think that if you click on name and you click on something that you'd be able to rename that something, but no, that's not the way it works. The bottom row is for sorting from the looks of it, and the top row is for interacting with specific items. Unfortunately, there's nothing that tells you this, so there's no way for you to know what this is actually doing, which is a little bit of a pain, because then you get a lot of people complaining that I'm not able to, as an example, they're on transfer or inspect or whatever at the bottom, and they can't use weapons or equip weapons or anything like that because, well, it's not going to, because you need to be on the correct mode to do that. Yes, I had to learn this the hard way, because the very first time I fired up this game, let's just add this back on, very first time I fired up this game on the testing laptop, I wasn't able to interact with anything in my inventory, and I struggled for about 20 minutes to try and figure out what the hell's going on. But then at the end of it, I googled basically, and then Google showed me, hi, you need to actually select the thing at the bottom, and I was like, ew. And then I selected it, because that sometimes from the looks of it, when you load the game, it doesn't load all the way in correctly. So it will load the game correctly, perfect, but this use will actually be unticked and nothing will be selected at the bottom, which is very odd. And then when nothing is selected at the bottom, you can click and do whatever and nothing's going to happen. So I think that's a little bit of an oversight, that use should by default just load a little bit later on, I think, so it doesn't get lost in the loading order. As well, it needs a little bit of a space here to just tell you that the top is your interaction, the bottom is your filtering or sorting mechanism or something as such, because that'll make life a little bit easier, I believe. So anyway, let's move on from here. Oh, that is also something that is very annoying. So normally in games, if you press escape from your inventory, it will actually close your inventory. But in Road to Vostok, this doesn't actually happen. When you press escape, it goes back to the escape menu, normal one. You can even select controls on here, go into inventory, press escape, it's going to go back to controls, which is a bit of a weird one. No idea why that would be. That would be a simple bind in the code, I believe, to make that, instead of going back to the main menu, to just close inventory like you would by pressing tab. Very odd, very weird indeed. Anyway, let's grab some guns. We've got the shotgun. We can shoot, we can reload. Shotgun's a fun one because you need to clank it each time you shoot. So you shoot, you clank. Now, remember that option we had in here called scroll high low? That's actually to ready and unready your weapon. As an example, here is pistol. When I press left click, nothing happens. When I scroll my mouse wheel up, it readies my weapon for hip fire. When I scroll the mouse wheel down, it unreadies my weapon. So that scroll low high, yeah, I believe that needs to change so it says something that's a little easier to understand, so that somebody that plays the game, as an example, for the first time, that looks at the menu system and the controls system will then be able to see, oh, that scroll is to ready my weapon. Because I played this for about 10 minutes and I thought you weren't actually not able to do hip fire. You had to aim down sight to be able to shoot. And then I by accident used the scroll wheel to check something and goes, oh, so that's what it does. Because I thought this high-low was your prone positions. So as an example, when you go prone and stand, I thought the mouse wheel was just an easy way to go prone and non-prone, which is so weird. So yes, that's a bit of an odd one. Now, as for your controls, your character can jump quite effectively, quite fast, extremely responsive, which is nice. I like things that are responsive. Clicks are quite responsive, reload key is super responsive, aim down sight, pistol is decent speed. We're gonna select a M4, select the M4, aim down sight. It's not fast, it's not slow, it's a decent speed, but faster from there, but slower from the non-ready position. And we can run and jump and do some cool stuff because it is very fast. And we missed. That sucks. So we can shoot once per click. We can press F for full auto, and then we can reload. There we go. Very nice. Unready weapon. So there we go. Controls and movement feel solid. Character does feel a little bit weird and wonky, which is not so bad. But now, another thing which is very, very, very odd is your laser pointer. So, as an example, when your laser pointer is out, well, you can't see it, but you see where it's shining? So let me get close to the wall. Yes, you see that's not aligned correctly. From the looks of it, the laser pointer isn't actually attached to the weapon model, it's attached to the character model. So if we go down, or if we go up, there we go, and up should now bring it back, back, there we go. And that's with all the weapons. So if we go to a rifle, we can see the little laser there, and there we go, it's not aligned correctly. Go up and go down again till we can see it. It's not aligned correctly. Let's take a different weapon. This one, high weapon, and we can see stuff. Now notice the laser. There's the laser. It's hard to see. And we're gonna swap weapons. And look, the laser's still there, but we no longer have any weapons equipped. It's not unloading the laser at all, which is weird. So if you put a weapon back in again, hunting rifle example, there you go. Lasers rebound to where it's supposed to be, more or less. But it just kind of goes to the center of the screen, which leads me to think that it's not actually bound to the weapon, which is very odd. Really weird. Very, very, very strange indeed. No laptop. Still going to power save mode. Jeez. So let's just unlock the laptop again, because we need to have the laptop running in the background as well. There you go. So that's the laser thingy. So let's just add a rifle back. There we go. And now we're going to go into some of the options. So in the top right, or sorry, top left corner, you'll see your frames per second, your milliseconds, no idea what that stands for, your health, body, arms. Now, body is actually your stamina, and arms, I believe that's your weapon stamina. So as an example, when you shoot, put my laser back on, there we go, that arm stamina goes down, which leads me to believe that that is your aiming stamina or your additional stamina. The lower it gets, the more inaccurate you're supposed to get. But it's not very clear what it does. Also, your stamina when you run and sprint, they do go down as well. You can sprint quite fast in the game, which is nice. I like fast movement. It's fun. It's fun. Yes. See, so now we're going to run all the way out of stamina. and we're out of stamina, but we're still able to move very fast, which is very weird. So yes, those two I believe do also need to be renamed to correctly reflect what they are. Because players will see them and then think, okay, what's going on? This just doesn't make much sense to me at all, which is normal. People will think that. Now, let's move on from key binding and item hotkeys coming to public demo 2. Nice. So there we go. They say that in public demo 2 you'll be able to change all of these bindings, which is nice. But I do believe to make it easier in public demo 2 that perhaps binding these keys by default to more traditional controls would be more user-friendly. As an example, moving this key, your interact key, to the F key, where fire mode is instead, as for the simple reason grab is your grab item, F is your interact item. F is by default the interact item or interact with item key in a lot of different games. So it just makes sense having it there. Now, we go on. Brown is currently temporarily removed, sort of inconvenience. Yeah, brown's removed, sadly. Hopefully it comes back in demo 2. Brown's fun to play with. Plus it should add some interesting stuff. Yes. Okay, so let's move back to the main menu. Now, on the main menu you've got a whole bunch of different options, which is your quality, which you can go to performance, which should give us more frames per second, I believe. There we go. Actually it's 4752-ish. There we go. We're going to go to extreme quality. Now this should drop it down quite a bit. 35 on Nvidia's panel. It also says 35, which is fine. Latency, check. We are running GPU at 73 degrees. Holy hell. So anyway, quality level does affect things quite a bit. But as an example, let's go here to, now let's go to this dude, where you can actually see the difference in quality a little bit better. Hi random person, hope you are doing good. So let's change quality to performance only, and you'll see his thing doesn't actually update. So from the looks of it, the quality settings don't actually update all the settings. They only update some of, I believe, your render distance and a whole bunch of other things. So they don't really reflect everything correctly. So we're going to go back to extreme, because we want stuff to break. Deal render scopes, yeah, sure. AI spawner, yes. Camera noise, yeah, sure, put it on high. Camera smoothing, high. This camera smoothing option should technically be on by default. Now the reason I say that, it should never be off and instead be on high. When it's off, let's just select our pistol, it's easier to work with. High pistol. Cool, see, so now camera smoothing is off. Now let's put it back onto high. It just feels better, just makes the game feel better. I see no reason why this needs to be a on or off toggle, because a lot of people would just prefer having it that way. Now another odd bug thing that I found was your world field of view. So if you change this to, as an example, all the way to 31, geez, that's a small field of view. But the problem is when you go that close and you aim your laser down sight, it's going to be all over the place and doesn't really align correctly onto your target, unfortunately, which is a bit weird because you can see it just moving all over the place. So let's change that back to 70-ish. Zoom in all the way. Zoom. There we go. And now we can have a little bit of a better one. There we go. That's just better. Nice. Now for field of view, I wouldn't see any reason to play it on 30. Some people might like it, some people not. But you can also change your weapon horizontal position, which does not do much actually, which is odd. Vertical positioning doesn't do much either, unfortunately. So these two menu options are completely useless. Mouse sensitivity all the way down. Let's see if that works. Yes, mouse sensitivity definitely works. Mouse sensitivity all the way up. Oh, that's way too fast. Let's go back to default 0. Scope sensitivity all the way down. So if we now zoom in, things should move slower. Doesn't seem to be working though. This is a scope. Nope, doesn't work. Let's change that scope sensitivity all the way high. Normal speed. High works, low doesn't work. That's weird, very weird. Ambient volume, that is your sound volume. We're not going to touch those. Weapon field of view, let's go all the way, and that'll move your weapon close or further away from your body, which I believe should be renamed to something a little bit more better, so that you can better understand that, because that moves your weapon, which allows you to have a better field of view for your weapon. And if you move it all the way close, you can see better down the scopes. So I don't know if that should be weapon field of view or something else, but maybe having a little bit different should be fine. Debug profile shows yes, because we want to see what's happening. Virtual sync, sure, why not? Let's put that on. Time of day, we can actually change that. Weather type, we can change that to storm. Ambient occlusion, on, bloom high, contrast high, saturation high, vignette high. We're going to drop the volume. Holy hell, that's loud. If that even works. Nope, volumes do not work. Now, my personal recommendation would be, if you do add options in games that are not functioning options at the present, that you should not have them in. Because if you have an option in the game, as an example, the volume setting, which only affects things a little bit, not much, and the sound effects volume, and other menu options, then you should just remove those options and not show them at all in the game, because they will make people confused. Because they'll think, why is this option not working? It is available, I can see it, but I can't use it, so it doesn't make much sense. So yes, excuse me. Now, let's go have some fun and find some areas where we can get stuck in and do some stuff into the normal world. You go through the transition area, you go into the new area as well. But when you do transition to a new area, it doesn't actually do much in regards to your clearing memory or anything as such. So I believe everything is running on the same instance. Now, one of the cool things I did add, which is fun, you can go to your controls, you see where it says special time of day. You can go dawn, day, dusk, night, which is nice. And if to show hide weapon UI elements. So those we're going to have a look at now. We can inspect your weapon using the X key. We can move it around. We can see the light reflect off different surfaces, and the light affects them differently. If you press F2, it will show you the condition and other stuff on it, but you can't really interact or do anything with them at this moment, because I believe this is just to show you. So we can press F in this menu, it will go to auto or semi. It will change and update in real time, which is nice, which is good. I like this. I'm going to press X again, bring a weapon down, bring it up, down, up. Now, the next thing we're going to have a look at is hitboxes. So as an example, high pistol, if we walk close to this item, how close can we get to this box before it actually registers the player as being close to it? Like that. That's basically right up against it, which is nice. But if you go to a tree, I like this tree, this one, yes. Now, when you get close to a tree, you kind of stop. Pipeline. The hitbox is weird on the trees, because if we look down all the way, we're about 3 times as far as we were by the other object. Let's go back to it again. Hi, look down. You can get much closer to these objects than you can to trees, which feels just so weird. So that's definitely something which is strange. I've also noticed this with other items as well, which we'll go have a look at just now, where the hitboxes on these solid items, they're a bit whack. They don't go all the way where they're supposed to. See this? I can go really close. I can stand it, I can use it as cover, do all the fun stuff, it's perfect. But the tree, I kinda... there's enemies. Where are they? I need to put my headsets on so I can hear them shooting. Hello, Mr. I. Hey, I. Let's just go in here. so you can find them quickly. AI spawning is enabled as well, if we can find them, mind you. Okay, anyway, take my 1 headset off again so I can hear myself talking. So yes, so the trees have weird hitboxes. You can't get really close to them, which just feels odd and strange, which is very, very weird, and it doesn't feel right. See, I can get really close to the fence, which is nice because, well, it's an object, but the tree I can't get that close to. I kind of stop midway to the tree. Definitely something I believe that needs some tweaking for the next demo, just to make it feel a little bit more, I don't know, there we go, let's do it. Hi. Cool, yes. So to just adjust them a little bit will help with the immersion, or whatever you want to call it, where you can get close to things and lean around them. So it feels a little bit better. So you don't stand next to something, but you can't really get close to it. It's a no touchy tree. No, I want to touch the tree. I want to hug the tree. I want to make the tree feel good. Why? Yeah, this way. That's nice. That's awesome. So we also have trees on the grounds. But on the ground trees, something is odd. You see all these branches next to them? You can kind of walk through them. But don't collide with your character. But if you go down here, it does have substance, because it changes the height your character walks. See, you go over the tree. But when you come down here, with the trees on the ground, you can just kind of walk through it, which is weird. I don't think the hitboxes have been extended all the way. Even for these top branches, you can just kind of walk through them. So you can't, as an example, jump up on it, take a higher vantage point and shoot at people currently. So that's a bit of a weird one as well. Now, while we're close to some rocks, let's see if this rock does it as well. If you walk too close to a rock, you'll get stuck, because the hitbox isn't correct on... Yeah, there we go, got stuck here. I'm being shot at again. There's he. Hi, friend. Did we get him? I think we did. Let's go just have a look at that before we get shot in the back. Another one. Ow, ow. Jeez. Oh, we died. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Hi. Hi, AI. How you doing? Yeah, we were rid of all of these guns. Yeah, we kept our inventory on def, because this is just a tech demo, so it's just going to do that. Anyway, let's go back to the map thingy. Hi, map. Cool. Now let's go find some rocks away from the AI. So we... Oh, my laser's still out. Let's just reset the laser. There we go. So let's walk around the rock. Around the rock, around the rock, around the rock. There we go. See, we got stuck. There's something invisible sticking in there. So it might be the rocks, most of them actually, you can get stuck on them. So it's a little bit difficult if you want to sneak up on somebody, as an example, and you bloop, just get stuck. I mean, what the hell? You can jump over it and move around it, and then we should be fine. But that is just so distracting and weird, because you can get stuck in those areas. You can also get stuck in the map itself. Now, the map box itself, I believe it's got an invisible barrier. There we go. You have an invisible barrier. And that extends from your one end of the zone corner. So it's a little square map. Very nice. But you can also get stuck in the map. Let me show you. Run, 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 run. Hi. It's going to change our movement speed super fast. There you go. Hi. See this little spot right here? This is a nice spot. Let's run over it. Whee! Ow. And now we're stuck because this is where the box is. We can't go this way. There's a cliff blocking us. We can't go that way. There's a cliff blocking us as well. So we are indeed stuck, which is bad, because now we can't get out of here because the map barrier is stopping us from actually going around and exiting it. So I think it literally just needs to move to that tree, and then we can like skimmy past it and slip past it, unfortunately. Yes, so we can get stuck, and though excuse me, and the rocks, they're not very nice. So now we need to get out of here. Return main menu. Bye bye. Play demo. And now that should reset us back to the beginning, and we can just grab some stuff and go again. So let's grab our pistol, and let's take the let's just take them all. Whatever, we'll just use them all. You can also test the physics, quite fun. This one. Press 1 and we can shoot stuff. See, they don't move, but you can pick them up and throw them. Oh no, you can't pick up and throw stuff, you can just drop them. Oh, well that's bad. You can shoot them, you can put that on, using the interact key, of course, and use that off. Yeah, which is weird. So you can use the interact key, but instinctively, when I got close to it, I pressed, no, be quiet. I pressed the F key, which is the use key, but nothing happened. I can hear it changing the fire mode on the weapon, but nothing else happens because I have to use middle mouse. So annoying, annoying. Anyway, let's go back into the map so we can get to the next fun bit. Wee, wee, wee. There we go, cool, we're back in. We've covered the hitboxes on trees. Oh yes, you can get stuck behind doors. This is actually quite funny. You can not only get stuck behind doors, but when you do get stuck behind doors, you can actually glitch through them and get stuck in the house or the map's walls and stuff, which is so annoying. So as an example, let's go down here. Tap, 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 tap. High door, open door, closed door. That works just fine. But let's say I'm fighting. Bring my gun up. Pew, 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 pew. And I'm going, oh crap, I need some cover, and I open the door. Oh, I'm now stuck. And if I mess around this enough, I will actually glitch into the walls, which is so annoying. So let's open the door again, and let's do that, which is so annoying to get stuck behind stuff. But if you stand close to the door and you open it, it will actually push you away, which is normal, I think. So I think just implementing that same thing so it pushes you away will actually prevent you from getting stuck in those weird spots. Because yeah, you see that where it's clipping? No, that's not clipping, that's just a thingy. Do that. Hey, we can move out of it this time. So let's open that again. There you go. See, but it does create a little ridge as well. So if you do that, there's a little ridge there somewhere, I think, but you can get stuck on as well. So it's very weird. The doors opening and closing, it does work, but it's a bit flaky. You can get stuck on stuff, which is so weird. So let's sprint and jump. That's the easiest, fastest way to move around, like freaking Mario Kart or some stuff. And now you'll see another thing which is very annoying. So we've now used up all of our stamina, both bars of it, our primary stamina and our arms stamina, named body and arms. But I'm still able to move at full speed, jumping. There's enemy again. I need to switch those people off so they don't shoot me. Where are you at? Nah, they're gonna shoot me in the back again. Anyway, yes, so your stamina doesn't actually affect anything that with your character, which is a bit weird, because it's supposed to affect your character in a negative way. But there we go. Got him. Where'd your friends go, my friend? Are you alone? Yes, you are. What gun did you drop? Oh my god, you're using a... Oh crap. From where? Yeah, I'm playing this with only one headset on, so the other one's off. So I can just hear the... let's put it on. Oh, there you go. There's another one somewhere. What the hell? Oh. It's also in the woods. Need to reload, 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 reload. There we go. Got them. Yeah. Weapon movement, not bad. Stand up again. Remove the 180. Weapon inspect looks good. No durability loss, which is fine. I don't think durability. There's another one. Ow. 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 Jeez, that hit rig is horrible. And I'm dead. Nice. Okay. Yeah, we'll disable the AI for the next test. Disable AI. There we go. Cool. Still got all my guns? Yes. Still got my guns. Where's my laser? There's my laser. Put it back on. There we go. Cool. Back to the map we go, so we can change the time of day and see how the different times of day look. There you go. Come on. There we go. Cool. So 4 will change it to dusk. That's just your normal day. That's dawn. That's night. Nighttime's cool because then you can use your flashlight, which doesn't really affect that much, but we can use our pistol. There we go. So quite dark when it becomes close or evening time. Ooh, we're getting some weird audio glitches. I wonder if that's going to pick up on the recording, the audio glitch. So the audio glitch is the lightning at nighttime sometimes glitches, which means it goes on and does the sound thingy, but then it does a weird distortion sound as well, which is weird. Now, another thing which is weird is when you get to a campfire and you put it on, it's instant. That is so weird. So off, on, but it is basically instant like a light bulb, which is very strange, and we can basically spam it to hell, and we can just keep going and going and going and going, and it will actually use a lot of resources just spamming it like that. Yes, which is fun to do. Anyway, it's the same thing with candles. So let's take a jog. Go. Oh no, we almost got stuck behind the door again. It's so bad. Let's see if we can find a candle. Candle. Open up, candle. Ah, there we go. Here's the candle. So, this candle, let's light it up. And let's see how fast we can put it on. Let's just switch off our flashlight. There we go. Hi, candle. Come on, where's your hitbox? Oh no, we can't interact with it to switch it off. I wonder why. Yes, that is another bug. Unfortunately, sometimes with some objects, sound distortion. Sometimes with some objects, you cannot switch them on or off or interact with them unless you walk away, walk back, and there you go. Now it's working again. So that's weird, but it does that sometimes. But then again, this is only a tech demo. So tech demos, let's just change the time of day to this one. And I'm going to change the weather to natural, so we stop getting that really annoying audio bug. There you go. Cool. Open, close, open. There we go. Audio bug is gone again. Now we're going to go fire. Oh no, enemies, and we want to run away. Oh no, we're stuck. We're completely stuck behind the door. We can't even get out because there's something there blocking us. We can crouch. We can almost go through it, but there is something blocking us. We have to actually close it, open it back up again. A lot of doors in game do that for some reason, and it is extremely annoying to get stuck behind doors like these, or doors like those ones in the back there. Because if you're in a firefight, as an example, and you need to rush and run around and do stuff, you're going to get yourself killed for the simple fact that you're going to get stuck behind a door, which is a little bit of an annoying thing to do. Now, let me show you something which is very funny. So, this is my normal walking speed, and this is my walking speed on a rock. But wait, that's not all. We can do the same thing here. The rocks kind of don't have any, what do you call it, not weight, degrees or anything like that on them. You kind of can just like run around on them easily without even getting slipped or stuck, or I mean, we can just go up this one. Let me show you that. That's cool. Okay, so this is the W key. You can hear me pressing the W key. I'm gonna walk up this mountain, but look at my walking speed increase. So that's my normal walking speed. Nice and even. Now we're going to walk up this mountain by pressing just W. Whee! That's so weird. Yes, so unfortunately a lot of these slopes you can basically just walk up a 90-degree slope by some rocks without any difficulty at all, which is very strange. Super strange. Very, very, very strange. Definitely something that needs to have a look at. I'm not sure how you would fix that, because that's a very, very odd bug to have. But yes, maybe put a no walkie zone or something as such. Anyway, let's go back to the map and have a look at object placement. The side looks fine. You can see all the rocks and stuff. They look good. We're gonna go all the way. No. Oh, it's just oh no, that rock's got a niche thingy to it. Let's go this way. And then we're gonna have a look at this. So I've noticed that a couple of items in game, they're placed oddly. So the assets, they don't marry up with the ground correctly or completely the way that they should be. So these other rocks, they marry up decently. For what it is, tech demo, it does it quite well. But then you randomly get rocks like the one, we're stuck with freaking rocks, stuck on them. Now we need to run all the way around, because these ones you can't get up. They're physically way impossible to get up. Oh no, we're stuck again. There we go, we can go out. Very awesome. But yes, so let's run over all these perfectly straight rocks. And then you get to these ones, and they're not aligned correctly. So I believe some asset work needs to be done, and just to place them correctly as well, because it just adds to the game as well. Now, I'm gonna run for here and bump my head. Nope, no hitbox. So annoying. But yes, so there you go. Some random things which are annoying. I've seen people complain about guns going missing and such as well. I've not been able to reproduce that specific same thing on my end. I'm not sure how they did that, but I shall continue testing. We are currently 40 something hours total testing between the 3 different systems, which is quite a lot of time to spend running around, but I'm not able to reproduce a lot of the errors that people say they are getting, which is weird because I'm actually trying to get errors by physically running around, messing around on stuff, getting stuck on stuff, because that's so much fun to get stuck on stuff. But yes, anyway, so that's been the tech side of it. Yes, this game is a technical play through game thingy, technical test, so it can show you all the technical stuff that it can do currently and not do currently. I would recommend though hiding all those menu options that do nothing and such, because yeah, it's nice to see, but it's not something which is implemented and or working at the moment. So if it's not working or implemented, then the menu option should technically not be available to view, because it will create some confusion and people will go, but why is this thing not working? Why am I not getting hungry? Why can't I do stuff or use this or go here or do that or stuff like that? But you can't, because, well, it's a technical demo. Technical demo means it's just for the tech, nothing else, which is nice. Anyway, that's a nice painting. I like that. That's cool. That's cool. So yes, that's the game. That's just some of the random bugs and stuff we found. Some really odd ones, some really cool ones. It's very nice. You must definitely support the game if you want to, and just have a look at the things that it does. But let's close the game down and have a look at the stats on how everything reacted while it was running. So quit game. Bye game. Nice. Okay, cool. It's closed. Let's minimize Steam, minimize that. We're going to bring over the process page for the game itself. Now, GPU usage was quite high all the time. Let's go to performance graph. CPU, it maxed out at about 1.68% only. I need to make that bigger. Let's see if I can do that. Oh yes, I can. You can see it on the right hand side of the screen. Yes. So the CPU maxed out at about 1.6% CPU, and the memory, the actual RAM on your computer, was about 500 something. Disk I/O was 16.7 kilobytes, which is weird, and that's the one reason why I think this game runs completely out of on your GPU, because if you go back to your GPU, cool, it's cleared all the graphs now, but it's fine, we can move that over. There we go, and we should now be able to go there. Yes, so your GPU usage was quite high, constantly 70 to 90% all the way through the graph. You can see here on the right hand side, as well as the dedicated memory being used by the GPU was between 2.5 to 2.3 gigabytes on the lower end. System memory being used, or your GPU's virtual memory being used, also a little bit, not much. And then your commit GPU memory, which is just more memory being chewed up, which is interesting. That's why I said this game looks like it's eating up all of your GPU and nothing else, which is very interesting, because most times you would expect games to actually use some of the GPU as well, just because that's where it runs. Now let's bring over the master for AMD, which will tell us the GPU clock speeds as things move on. Now I need to move the bottom of the screen up so I can show it to you. Let's move that up, 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 up. There we go. Now you should be able to see where I point my mouse. Now you'll see, no, you can't see it. Oh man, I need to, okay, anyway, we're just gonna do it like this. So the CPU usage while the game is running and doing its own thing is very, very low. The CPU is basically idling at 1.9 gigahertz on the main core, with all the other cores below that, with core number 12 being at 560 hertz only. So the game is just basically idling on the CPU end of it. Yeah, CPU is just idling along by itself. The game basically just idles on the CPU side and eats up everything else, which is interesting. So let's move this back this way so we can get everything aligned back to where it's supposed to be. There you go, move you back, move you over. There we go, move the master up one. Come on, move back up so you're aligned correctly. There you go, aligned correctly again. So yes, so that was just a little bit of a tech test in regards to the game Road to Vostok, just so we can see how it's reacting using memory and a couple of random bugs that we've been able to find, test, replicate, as well as just some weird oddness in the menu system that we've been able to find. So it's not a bad game. I'll leave a link to it down below. Give it a follow on Steam. The demo is free to play. Just remember, it's a tech demo and not a gameplay demo. So it's just to show off the tech that we're using and to give you a better idea of where the development is currently running and such. So keep that in mind before you scream and shout and say there's nothing to do in the demo. Yes, it is a tech demo. It is not a demo where they give you a campaign or anything as such. So it's a little bit different compared to what you would normally get in demos. So yes, let's move this back to my monitoring screen on this side. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this little tech breakdown and little bug hunting with the little game. There's much more data offline and all other systems as well, but I thought I'd run this on Franken PC, just because it's the biggest one of them all and it's easier to see everything running on all the different screens and stuff. So yes, that was Road to Vostok. Hope you guys have an awesome week and weekend, or whenever you see this. I shall now jump over and do the next testing phase of the game, because testing is fun. I like it. So yes, let's go.